Years ago, I made the killer clown cotton candy ray gun, but now I have a project where my current ray gun is too big. I need to make a brand new one. Though this time I thought maybe I could sculpt the whole thing and even make it light up. But before starting anything, I want to figure out how I'm going to hide that battery pack because I don't want it just hanging out of the back. Surprisingly, this core power bottle is the perfect size I need. And I also figured because it had a cap, I could use that for the front half of the ray gun and then hiding the battery pack in the other end, which is where the lights are too. I'm just gonna cut this to the first section because that's all I need. And it is just enough space for that pack to sit in there. I'm just gonna seal it back up with some foam core. Okay, so now that the power situation is figured out, let's start with that main egg shape. Just gonna kind of mask that out with some foil and duct tape to help hold it to that piece of the bottle. Now, another requirement with this specific project is I need it to be super lightweight. Because of that, I'm gonna be using Smooth On Freeform Air. It's a 2-part epoxy dough that ends up being super light, and it's also easy to sand because we are going to be doing a lot of sanding to get that final shape. The one drawback is this stuff is super soft, so I will have to make certain areas in multiple layers. I did go ahead and protect the lid because I don't need to accidentally seal that shut. Trying to get as thin of a layer as I can, and it smooths really easy with water. For the front half, I can't just build it up with the epoxy because it's just not gonna hold the shape. So I figured an easy way to kind of give me something to sculpt on, I just put a screw through the lid. Now you can see there's a few spots that could use more epoxy, so I'm just gonna fill those in and cover up that screw. For the disc shape, I really did not wanna have to try to sculpt that. I'm gonna use 2 pieces of cardboard that is pretty much the size I need and just cover that with a very thin layer. Obviously it's a little rough, but I knew that we were gonna have to do a lot of sanding to get it looking much sharper. But here you can see how I could take it apart and just stuff that battery pack in there. Figured it would be better to do some sculpting and stop to sand and refine it a little bit before moving on to more sculpting, as opposed to just waiting to do it at the very end. I just kind of like to see how it's shaping up so that I know what else I need to do. Doing smaller batches of the epoxy to add some details. I realized though I probably should have actually chosen a longer screw for the front because I'm still gonna need something to keep that epoxy sculpt stable. And realizing this while it's setting up, I just hurried up and grabbed a wood stir stick. I did the handle in multiple layers. The epoxy is a little hard but not fully set up. I'm gonna go in and etch some of the lines with a spatula. It's still gonna need a whole lot of sanding and refining, but at least I have an idea of where the lines should be. But now we need to build the front part. I'm just gonna focus on that center rod first. While that's setting up, I'm just going to pre-make the little balls that go around that disc. Just kind of bang around and refine some stuff because I'm still just waiting for the rod to fully set up. I'm just gonna sand the crap out of this and even bust out the rotary tool to get it all looking good before I even try to make those 3 little discs. This is definitely a slow process. Now, where the bottle closes, there's these 3 sections. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to create that. Also have to be careful not to seal it shut. There's definitely some back and forth trying to build it up. There should be a seam right where it seals. So the fact that it's 2 separate pieces, it should be completely hidden with the final product. Okay, now to tackle those 3 little discs that are on the front rod. Because they're so small and narrow, I'm just going to freehand this very carefully. I absolutely love this stuff, but for trying to make sharp, more machine-like stuff, it is definitely tricky. Now for the straps that go along the ball, I really wanna try to get them looking as good as possible while the product is still wet, because I'm afraid if I go in and sand, I might start messing up the sphere that's underneath. I mean, that's not too bad considering it's like sculpting with bubble gum. Okay, well, the 3 balls on the top, we're gonna want those to glow, and obviously we can't make it out of the epoxy. Ended up finding these small glass orbs. The problem is they're a little too clear and you're gonna just see the LED sitting inside of it. So I just wanted to diffuse it a little. To do that, I used a drop of matte medium, Just kind of sloshed it around and make sure to tap out any excess. You can see once it dries, it will be able to block the LED bulb, but still let light through. Okay, so those discs look very interesting. They're definitely gonna need some love. Also have to carefully smooth out those straps around the ball. This was probably the worst part of the sanding because there's so many tiny little pieces. Now I have to make a second groove and try to make everything look pretty equal. Okay, we're definitely getting somewhere, and now we should probably address those lights. Gonna be using these 3 LED diodes. I sketched out the upper part so that I know where the lights need to be. Drill through to get into that bottle area. Now I'm not gonna be able to get all of these wires through, so I'm gonna go ahead and connect all 3 onto 2 wires. Just gonna temporarily hot glue them into place. Definitely going to attach the battery pack to the wires to make sure that everything lights up and it's fine before we bury this all in epoxy. And there, everything just goes in and it's all completely hidden. Now we can finish building the shape that's gonna hold those bulbs. Also forgot to mention, I did put latex on the bulbs to keep them clean, and I can just peel that off when I'm done. I feel like the seal where the 2 pieces come together is a little obvious, so I'm gonna go and try to attempt to add a little more product and just try to make it look more like the one above it. And of course, we're back to sanding. Yay. This project is probably 10% sculpting, 90% sanding. Now to get the balls on the outside of the disc, I don't wanna be fighting these things and have them rolling around when I'm trying to glue them on. So I figured the best method would be to sink the piece into this paper bowl, and that way the balls will be flush to the disc. But as you can see, they still will just wanna roll off. So I'm gonna add a little bit of glue, just enough so that the balls are stuck in place. I'm just applying them with some 5-minute epoxy. The nice thing is it will hold them on well, but it also gives me a little working time to readjust them and make sure that they're all evenly spaced. Also made a ball for the tip of the ray gun. Now, these little rectangular shapes that go around the egg, in the original one, those were made out of hard plastic. Gonna use some thin EVA foam instead. And using the 5-minute epoxy again, I did draw a line around the egg so that I can keep it all lined up, and using a wood stir stick to basically get the same distance between them, even though when you get to the end, you might have to fib it a little to make it look equal. And now we're ready to paint. I'm just gonna be using acrylic paints, and luckily I still have some colors that I had mixed from my previous popcorn bazooka project. Anyone who has painted with neons know that they are so translucent. That's the first color I'm gonna tackle. I did try to mix a little white in it to help speed up getting that opacity we needed. And of course it made the green a little dull. I still think it will help speed up this process. Gonna start with all the lighter colors first. Now for the disc, there's that bullseye pattern. And in the original one, I had used the laser cutter to etch the channel, and all I had to do was just put paint in there and it was super easy. We're gonna have to freehand it today. I'm using a square brush of the width that I need. And I also got a little bit of practice getting those circles down before we jump to the blue. Get the balls painted up and the striping on the handle. Now, most of these colors are gonna take multiple layers, especially that green. Now to finish up that dreaded bullseye, taking my time and trying to make it as perfect as I can. Oh, and wouldn't you believe it? We need more green. This whole thing should look plastic and like a toy, so I want all the colors to be super saturated and opaque. And that definitely means we're gonna have to keep adding more layers to get that solid coverage. Now the orange, again, you can see that is a nightmare. Definitely gonna be needing a bunch of coats. And at this point, I was putting it on pretty thick and it did come out streaky, but we're gonna seal over all of this, so that's not gonna be a problem. Finishing up the details and any touch-ups, Rustoleum enamel is what I use on all of my props. I absolutely love this stuff. It's super durable. Gonna need to apply those clear orbs over the LEDs. I'm gonna be using E6000 because it's on the thicker side and I won't have to worry about it dripping all over the place. Now I got a smaller and more lightweight ray gun. And if you're curious of what sneaky little surprise I have in store, be sure to click over to the next video and I will see you there.